What up? This is Rama Screen.
And John from The Real Talk.
That's right. And it's time for another collabo.
Yep, collab, man. Once again, we're not done yet.
By the way, thanks for doing this, brother.
It's appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yep.
So this time we're gonna do a video review of the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
That's right. And this review is non-spoiler.
No spoilers here.
That's right. So I'm gonna keep it spoiler-free. First up, want to share with you. Want to thank Disney and Marvel for allowing us the press screening. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We had such a blast. Okay, synopsis for this sequel. Without giving anything too much away, the story in this movie takes place after the events of Ant-Man and Captain America Civil War.
Yes.
So there will be stuff talked about by the characters with regards to those two movies.
Those events.
Yeah, exactly, those events. Like, oh, what you did back then in this one or that one. It's those two movies that impact the events in this one.
Yeah.
So, basically, in a nutshell, Hank Pym and his daughter, Evangeline Lilly's character,
Hope Van Dyne.
Hope Van Dyne, there you go. They theorized, hey, maybe, what's her name? Janet, right?
Janet,
is still alive in the quantum realm, because she got lost years ago or 30 years ago.
As explained in the first one.
Exactly. So that's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. So that pretty much sets off the chain of events where they're trying to rescue Janet from the quantum realm. That's in a nutshell. Whereas if you want to know what happens right now with Paul Rudd's character Scott Lang, the consequence of Captain America Civil War, the Sokovia Accord, basically he's under house arrest. He gets to spend time with his daughter more, but at the same time he doesn't get to be Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So there will be something that happens along the way where Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne will need Scott Lang's help to get Janet from the quantum realm. The villain is this awesome character named Ghost. Yes, played by this beautiful actress named John-Kamen. And so she has her own story as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we weren't going to reveal it here, but basically it also has to do with quantum realm. It's that competition between those two facets with these, they're trying to get to this realm. It's like the villain wants to use it for her own use as well.
Purposes, and they want to use it to try to see if they can get Janet back. So
there's that competition going on.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna leave it at that.
I think that's a cool synopsis of the film without giving anything away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's my review. All right, non-spoiler review. I loved it. This is a fantastic sequel. I want to say this is probably one of the best Marvel sequels ever.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Yeah. So they really up the funny aspect of the film, the comedy, the jokes land, every one of them, and and it's awesome that it's not just kids joke where he goes over the head of adults. No, even the adults can enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody of any age can enjoy this movie. That's what's amazing about it.
Like a Pixar film.
Exactly. There's humor for all of us.
Yeah.
So from kids to grandmas, they can enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp. The action sequences are fantastic. It's the visual effects have come a long way since the days of, I mentioned to you, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So now the effects of like giant man and tiny Ant-Man and tiny Wasp with middle-sized Ant-Man. Oh, it's just so amazing the way it plays out. It's just fantastic. It'll blow your mind. I used to have this inclination like, man, if only Edgar Wright had still made Ant-Man, I would have loved to see his version.
But very interesting.
Exactly. But after 2 Peyton Reed's Ant-Man movies, I am now a believer. I am now on Peyton Reed's camp all the way.
Give me a third one.
Exactly.
Give me a third one.
Keep Peyton Reed on that. Okay, he's a great storyteller. There are like I want to say 4 writers, including Paul Rudd, in this movie, and they all got jokes, so it's fantastic. The villain, without giving anything away, I love how it's not one-dimensional. The villain Ghost is not one, at least in my opinion. there's aspect about her that's redeemable, and I like that. She's not Thanos, you know. It's not all about like, oh, I'm going to destroy half of the universe. So there's some drama, human drama that you can like, you can empathize.
You can kind of connect, see where she's
Exactly.
coming from. Like, okay, well, you know.
Yeah, it's like I can understand why she wants the quantum realm, or like the essence of it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't blame her for that.
Yeah.
You know, so and Lawrence Fishburne is in this too. He's fantastic as well.
Yeah, it's been a while since we saw him. I think last time, like, Justice League probably, or Batman v Superman.
Yeah, DC movie. So he was Perry White in that one. I want to say also, lastly, before I throw the ball your court, I love the whole. I think you can agree with me here. The father-daughter aspect of it, not just Paul Rudd's character and his daughter, but Michael Douglas and Hope. Yeah, they up the drama on that part, and it hits you right here, you know. And then of course, so yeah, that's my short review. We'll discuss further later. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I agree with everything that Rama said. Personally, I feel like Ant-Man. The first one had a lot kind of, you know, going against it. Yeah. But it turned out to be a really solid heist film. Yes. Mixed with the MCU, and it was really great. And it had a lot of like comedic moments, action scenes, and again, something I really liked from the first Ant-Man was the father-daughter stuff with, you know, Hank and Hope, and also Scott and his daughter. So with all that being said, I feel like with this one, Peyton Reed took everything that worked, including Michael Pena's character, Luis. Yes. And he just took it up a notch. Everything. The action scenes are for me, I prefer them better because the Wasp comes in here, and eventually Lily, she just does an incredible job as the Wasp. You feel like she's confident in the role, and she has her own little, you know, the chemistry between her and Paul Rudd is great. So yeah, like the action is just amazing, and it's awesome. The way they use their powers and stuff like that. It's funny from start to finish, and even some of the effects. I won't go into, you know, what exactly were the effects, but in the beginning, I'm not sure if you know what those were really well done as well. I was like, wow, you know, they've come a long way as well. But yeah, it's just also like the villain too. At first, I came out of the movie saying, you know what, it's kind of like the MCU effect again, like the villain's not great. But then I started thinking about it, you know what happens in the movie, and again, like they touched upon, like the motivations that she has. It's kind of a little bit of different villain than we've seen before, you know. Yes. So I really like that. I won't say that it falls in the same category as like you know, the Dark Elf or Ronan or anything like that. So I really like the villain and the actress. I think she did a pretty good job. The acting again, like I said, Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly's character chemistry worked really well. So everybody, even Michael Douglas, worked really well. And I don't know what else I can say. I loved it. Negatives, not that I can think of right now. Like, you know, maybe, I don't know. I can't think of anything, to be honest. Maybe, you know, it's not like, I won't say it's like a masterpiece or anything like that, you know, but just thinking about it, it's just a fun, entertaining movie, and like I want to see it again. It's an MCU movie, you know, and it's awesome.
And it's not a negative per se, but I think I mentioned to you this, or we discussed it before we filmed this, that you know, it doesn't show Ant-Man saving somebody, you know, from a calamity, you know. Or, there's no like, rescuing citizens kind of moment. So that, you know, it's like all about this
or Spider-Man or something like that.
There's not one moment of rescue. It's just basically about this competition,
like this mission or what's going on right now. Yeah. And yeah, he kind of doesn't. It's not like he's like a traditional hero, at least right now. Yeah. You know, he's just been, even in the first one, he's tried to do stuff for Hank Pym and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think, you know, maybe we would like to see him grow in that aspect of becoming a true hero. Yeah. Not saying that he's not, but, you know, maybe we could have seen that a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, this is not necessarily a spoiler, because in the trailer, the daughter says, "I'm like, you know, I like that my dad is a hero saving people's lives." So, like, okay, we want to see that. We want to see.
No, exactly. Lives. Yeah.
Because we don't see it. So, but that's just tiny. It's not really negative. I want to also say before we close this, that you know, when it comes to sequels, it's always hit and miss. You know, either Thor: The Dark World, I hated that one.
Yeah. Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. So even Marvel, you know, could fumble.
Even Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really like that film now. I revisited it recently, but it's still very divided against fans. I think the only great sequel that we've gotten so far, even Avengers 2, was kind of okay, you know, not as good as the first one, but I think the only great sequel, obviously, we can agree is Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I would put not Ant-Man, obviously not to that stature, but it's a great sequel.
Yes.
They didn't fumble with this one. I want to see a third one. I want to see Ant-Man and the Wasp again. I want to see them go on adventures, saving people, or doing this, doing that. And before we close, I just want to stress a little bit on that. Like, I really like you said. I really like that father-daughter dynamic. It really gets you in the feel. There's one scene in particular where Scott and his daughter, it gets you in the feels, and you can really see why he's doing stuff for his daughter, and also for why Hank has done things for his daughter and is doing now. And you see that character kind of that relationship between Hope and Hank kind of be different from the first one, because the first one they kind of not on the same page, so I think that's kind of the emotional anchor of the film, and it works really well.
Yeah. Lastly, just want to throw this before we got. I think I mentioned to you this as well. we always discuss about movies, John and I.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to you also, the fans, that I hated Thor Ragnarok because in the first two Thor movies, he's not comical, bumbling, and then all of a sudden they changed to comical, which is fine. Taika Waititi wanted to put his stamp on it.
Yeah.
But whereas Ant-Man, it's always been comedy, at least from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly.
So to have a comedy sequel as well, it's natural. It makes sense.
Yeah.
The first one was a comedy too. So I think you're gonna have a blast watching Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, I think you would too, and that would have been a perfect ending
Yes.
to our review. But I actually do kind of remember something that I kind of really didn't like. Is that sometimes there's a bit too much going on. Okay. There's like this subplot with Walt Goggins' character. I feel like that was just kind of thrown in there. Like it could have been, it would if they didn't include that, they had another way to include whatever was. You're saying that particular mission. Yeah. Yeah, like it would have still worked. I feel like that was just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah, you're saying that he was in there just an excuse for an action sequence.
Yeah, like, and then also kind of like another side villain or something. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like thinking about it, like I liked all the other stuff about it.
I got
so maybe if that was like taken away, we wouldn't have some action scenes. But I feel like they could have done something else.
I hear you. No, that's a valid point.
But Walt Goggins, again, he was also great. Even the side characters like the two. T.I. and the other Russian guy or whatever, they were pretty great too. So and Luis again, having another great moment. So
I love it. I love that guy.
Mike Pena again.
Well, okay, that's our non-review of Ant-Man and the Wasp until the third movie, which I think is going to be titled Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Grasshopper.
And the Grasshopper or
and the
Moth or something else. So we'll see though. But
we're going to have the spoiler review on the opening night of the movie. So thank you for tuning in to this non-spoiler.
Yep.
And until then, this is Rama Screen and
John from The Real Talk.
Let's rock this.